and welcome back to Getting Sauced, Season 2. We are doing today a very special sauce with a very special guest. Alyssa, did you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Alyssa. I'm apparently a very special guest.
Very special guest.
Yeah.
And you're going to be showing us today how to do gummies.
Gummies, yeah. Sweet gummies.
Sweet gummies.
Like gummy bears.
Gummy bears, from scratch.
Yeah.
Okay. And to go along with that, we'll have those maybe for dessert.
Yeah, because these go well together.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally related. We're going to be doing a very special venison sauce. Now, we're going to do this the hard way. In fact, the work has already started. But venison sauce is not something you see a lot, mostly because most people don't eat venison. But we've got our mise en place ready to go here, so we'll talk through a bit of this, and then we'll talk through how you make a venison sauce.
I'm really looking forward to this.
I hope so. It was a lot of work. Hopefully that becomes clear over the course of filming. Okay, so to make a venison sauce, if you open up something like the Escoffier, which is kind of like the canonical French Bible of cooking, or even Madame Saint-Ange, you will find venison sauce is basically take a sauce poivade and add red currant jelly and cream. But to make it venison sauce, it has to be done with a venison sauce poivade.
Absolutely.
Which totally makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then that begs the question, though. How do you make a venison sauce poivade?
How do you?
How do you?
Yeah.
So to make a venison sauce poivade, you need to start with some venison trimmings, a little bone and some trim. And then you prepare that with a mirepoix and some vinegar and white wine and pepper. Obviously, that is what poivrade means.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. And then the base liquid that you use to make that is, now this depends on the source, but you would either use a venison stock or an estouffade. Yes. 3/4, 1/4 the other. An estouffade is basically a venison stock that has had tomato and roux added to it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to make an estouffade and a venison stock, you can just make a venison brown sauce, which is what we've done off camera and beforehand because there was limited amounts of filling. But then, obviously, that begs the question: how do you make a venison brown sauce?
Tell me more.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Venison brown sauce is made by taking venison stock and adding in, basically, much like an estouffade, the tomato and the roux.
Right.
Now, I can hear you asking, obviously, where do you get the venison
Just reading
brown
my
stock,
mind.
right? The sequence of sauces here. So venison brown stock is made by taking a venison bone broth
Yeah.
and then searing some venison trim and reducing it with venison bone broth.
Yeah.
And then adding in some mirepoix, topping it up and letting it simmer for like 3 hours or so.
Sounds simple.
Which, of course, brings us to the venison bone broth.
Yeah, of course.
Which requires you getting up very early in the morning, taking a bone saw, cutting up venison bones into tiny little bits, roasting them in the oven with some mirepoix again. We have gone through a lot of carrots and onions today to make this for you. And then that, of course, sits in water and simmers for 12 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's where you get all the gelatin and the stuff from the marrow.
Right. Everyone's going to do this.
Everyone's going to do this.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do any of that, you can skip straight to this step, which is, again, maybe let's recap some French sauce theory.
Okay.
Modern recipes will often be like, just take a stock and go from there.
Yeah.
But in the Escoffier, it's like, no. There was like 3 other versions of the sauce in between before you can get to this. Mm-hmm. You can take some shortcuts, but not many. And then you end up where we are. Which, of course, is right at the beginning, because now we have to take venison bones again.
Yeah.
And char them.
Yeah.
Get them browned, and add sauce to them and reduce it. So it's like,
Someone once told me time is a flat circle.
You're just taking sauce and making sauce out of it.
Yeah.
Again and again and again.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. So, there's a leader of the venison brown sauce ready to go.
Yeah.
And we are going to now basically take the mirepoix, the trimmings, and the bones that have been smashed and cut up so that we can make a venison sauce poivre. Okay, a few more words on the ingredients. What are trimmings? I hear you ask.
Yeah.
Obviously, right? Where do you get trimmings?
One brain over here.
Okay, so trimmings are not generally things you find in the grocery store.
No?
Often not even at the butcher.
Oh.
In North America, we tend to put all of the things that become trimmings in the hamburger pile and grind them up. And that's why we have so much hamburger and sausage. I mean, not that you wouldn't otherwise. But when you're butchering an animal, like taking like large muscle groups or limbs, and you are making like roasts and steaks out of that, often there's like little cuts of meat that like, oh, that's like the tip.
It doesn't make it.
Doesn't make it.
Yeah.
Or like that's the silver skin or that's something.
Yeah.
So you get an awful lot of meat that is perfectly good meat, but it's got a lot of connective tissue in it. It's got a lot of something or other. It's like oddly shaped. It's stringy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's more than just like steak muscle on an animal.
Yeah.
So that often ends up in the discard pile, which becomes hamburger. Or in this case, trimming, which is great for stocks and sauces because all that extra connective tissue that happens to be in there, that's the good stuff. So, and then the bones. Yeah, where do you get venison bones? Where do you get venison at all, actually? That's a great question.
Right. Did you go to your butcher?
I did not.
I use antlers in all of my decorating.
But you can. High-end butchers often have, like in the frozen section, fancy meats.
Yeah.
So you can find like kangaroo. You can find snake, crocodile, emu.
All the best ones.
All the best ones.
Yeah.
And my favorite butcher shop does have frozen venison.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Okay. The problem is that farming venison is challenging. They jump very high. Your fences need to be twice as tall. You know, everything is a little daintier and special, obviously. There isn't like a giant agribusiness supporting it, so it's a bit more boutique.
Right.
So by the time it goes down the value-added chain and you get your venison in the butcher, you're looking for like $70 for a very tiny cut of venison.
Yes. It's not the cheapest.
Not the cheapest, not a cost-effective way to eat. And in this economy, hell no.
Definitely not.
No, yeah. However, there are other places you can get your venison. There is a venison farm on Vancouver Island.
Is there?
Yeah.
Huh. That's fun.
It's north of Campbell River, I want to say.
Okay.
Seaview Farms.
Put it
Lovely
on the to-do
people.
list.
If you're ever on the island, take a drive up the coast. I would recommend it. If you call ahead and tell them, they will sell you the bones, they will sell you the trimmings, and they will sell you whatever cut of meat you want. And that's the best way to get all the venison you need to make this dish from scratch.
Right.
However, their harvest time is only like once a year.
Okay.
So like, you know, wait till fall and then you can go and get it. They'll freeze it. They'll put stuff aside for you. You can keep it in the freezer pretty well.
So put it on the calendar.
On the calendar, yeah. Make a note.
Yeah.
The other option you have is you can find, for the bones at least, and some of the trimmings, if you find a game processor. So again, this will be in the fall. You can phone around. They'll be in the phone book. There's probably like 3 or 4 in your area. The more rural you are, the better. And basically just say, hey, I'm looking for venison bones.
Right.
Because it turns out most people that bring venisons to a game processor aren't after the bones. The processor might save them to sell to dogs or give to their dogs.
Right.
But they're often not used for anything other than that. And that's your best bet of getting them outside of going to a game farm. So you can get your fancy cut at the fancy butcher. You can get your bones at a game processor.
Okay. Got it.
Got it. Now, there's a few other spots you can get venison.
Okay.
Many parts of the world, venison is free range.
Yes.
So you can just go outside. Somewhere like this. We are on top of a mountain in British Columbia. It's forest fire season. This is typically where you'll find venison in early September, mid-September. Later on, they'll begin moving down the mountains and into the grasslands, and you can find them there. Or here, in October. Slightly trickier time to find venison. It's kind of either moved way down the mountain, or in some cases, several sections of the province away. but no one else is looking for it in October. Or here, in the aptly named rainforests of coastal British Columbia. Not here exactly per se, but up the mountain behind me, where you can look forward to a 2-hour hike up a hill in the rain, all to sit there patiently and hope maybe,
Just do that.
just do that. It's an awful lot of work, and you'll have to do a fair bit yourself, but that is a great way to get free range.
Yeah, we're all about free range.
All about free range.
Yeah.
Okay.
And organic.
And organic.
Yeah.
Super organic.
It's very BC.
Yeah. You know, that's our food scene.
Yeah.
100% organic. So, we'll get started. Now, the order of procedure for this sauce, again, sauce poivade is building on top of the foundational sauces. So we've already got most of the liquid volume done. What we're doing here is building like a nice flavorful base. This is something you can do incidentally without venison. Like regular poivade, you can just do this with lamb, which,
Woo.
you know, New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand. All about the lamb. Yeah. More sheep than people.
More sheep than people.
Yeah.
Yeah, lamb actually goes really well with the sauce poivade. So you can take like the lamb bones.
Yeah.
Boar is another common one. If you like, you're in Texas or Saxony or Tuscany, I guess. You could do that. It's also very commonly done this way with. I'm blanking. There was another animal.
There's an animal.
There's an animal.
Yeah.
So venison, in case this part has totally passed over the heads of everyone. So a lot of the English words for different cuts of meat are actually bilingual.
Okay.
So when the Norman invasion took place,
Yeah.
you ended up with like the upper class was French speaking and the lower class was English speaking.
I see.
So they had different vocabulary for like the cuts of meat were separate from the animal. So you end up with bœuf or beef
Okay. Yeah.
and cow,
Yeah.
right? So we eat beef, we raise cows.
Yes.
Pork,
Uh-huh.
pig, poultry,
Yeah.
chicken,
Chicken.
right? Venison is a deer.
Who the hell are you? A baby.
So just in case,
It's one of those cute little animals.
cute little animals. Yeah,
Not to put you off.
no. Most animals are
Sorry.
cute, especially when they're young.
Yeah.
But that's how you get venison. So now you know what you're watching. Cool. So to get started,
Uh-huh.
we are going to heat up some oil. We're going to not do this in front of the camera today because we need the gas oven for its heat on this one. But we're going to be browning the meat and the bones. We will be browning off the mirepoix. And then once they are done, we will be shocking them with the white wine and the vinegar. And then pouring in the sauce and letting it sit for 3 hours in the oven.
Just that.
Yeah.
Just 3 hours.
We got 3 hours to kill. Thankfully,
Yeah.
there's wine involved in this recipe, so there's wine to drink. And then we will learn all about gummies. Okay, so let's get
Wonderful.
started.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Did you describe what a mirepoix is for people?
Every episode. Okay.
Every
yeah.
episode?
Every
Okay,
episode.
sorry.
Okay, a mirepoix,
Apparently I haven't tuned in enough.
largely carrots and onions. This case, we're going to throw in some shallot as well. There's no celery in this particular one. The addition of celery is controversial.
Huh.
Anthony Bourdain, not always a fan.
Okay.
And, you know, depending on the recipe you're reading or the cookbook you're reading from, just check out its mirepoix section. It'll tell you how they
Okay.
feel about it. Celery has been added to some of the stages of the sauce, but it's not added in this stage.
Okay. Good
And
to
then a bouquet garni. They're getting increasingly small as the sauce goes along. But that is a bay leaf, parsley stems, and a twig of thyme bound up with a little
string.
string.
Thank you. I
yeah.
appreciate that.
And the vinegar that's going in is fancy vinegar.
Fancy, yeah.
Fancy. Just buy the most expensive vinegar you can find.
Yeah.
Because you're eating it.
Yeah.
It's not.
Has to be good.
Yeah. You don't want to choke on that.
No.
And for a wine, we're going to use Viognier.
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 Okay.
Viognier is like a fancy person's Pinot Gris.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know that.
I don't love Pinot Gris. No.
Okay.
Pinot Gris is a basic bitch. Viognier, however, is like a light, refreshing wine
I see.
that is. It's funny when you look at the aging curves of most wines. They're like They get a little better and then they go down over time. Mm-hmm. You pay for a Bordeaux style wine, it's like it gets better, it gets better, it gets better. And it does eventually go down, but we don't talk about that.
No.
The cork will dissolve before the wine falls off. The Viognier has like a curve like that.
Oh.
As fresh as possible.
Okay.
Aging does it no favors.
And no basic bitches here.
No basic bitches. It is floral and light.
Okay.
It's fleeting.
Okay.
And it's just, that's what it's after.
Okay.
Pinot Gris just feels like, I don't know, manufactured Sprite wine or something.
So harsh. Okay.
Okay.
Very educational, thank you.
Shall we get started?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Walk me through how you make gummies. Let me start with what I assume is involved.
Uh-huh.
And then you can tell me why I'm wrong.
Okay.
Okay. So my assumption
Uh-huh.
is that it's gelatin.
Yes.
And you're basically taking some sort of syrup, a flavor sugar mix,
Okay.
mixing it with gelatin,
Yes.
and then letting it set.
Basically.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's just that that's probably more involved than I imagine, because I have seen you precisely measure everything and weigh it out, and
There is some precise measurements involved, for sure.
okay,
But yes, the take-home message is that it's some gelatin, also precisely done. I start with sheeted gelatin, and then I blend it up into
where do you
powder.
buy sheeted gelatin?
I buy it from Amazon. I don't want to advertise Amazon. Oh, you would get it from Gourmet Warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, if you are one of our Vancouver viewers,
Yes.
Gourmet Warehouse on Hastings,
Yeah, they have a really good baking section, which
yeah, best I've ever seen.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and cocktail section. Their bitters selection
Oh.
is one of the best in the city.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. But yes, so I start with sheeted because it gets you a clearer gummy in the end, and then I blend it up so it's the freshest it could possibly be when I want to use it. I did that off camera, and then
So how does that work? Like you take a sheet. How thick is a sheet? Is it like paper thick or like
yeah,
5
it's like a
mils or
paper thin.
Paper thin.
Yeah.
So you like just snap it, tear it, and then put
Yeah,
it in a blender.
cut it with scissors.
Scissors.
Yeah.
Okay.
I usually cut 3 sheets at a time to save my time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what does it look like coming out?
Like, I don't know if the camera will see this.
B-roll.
B-roll. Yeah, it looks like it's actually really nice to watch to go in the blender.
Like it's a rainbow or
No, it looks like
snow?
snow.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
a snow globe in
It's
here.
like, yeah, it's really fun. We have to bloom the gelatin. Blooming means you want to activate the gelatin so it can have its gelatinous properties, I suppose. It activates it so it can set the material you're going to.
Okay, but it's
work
not
with.
alive. It's not like yeast. You're not.
No.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we are
You're basically making it wet.
making it wet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I think
that's
that's the
a
best
precise-
description.
We'll go with that.
Yeah. Yes, that's also precise. I have precise measurements of water for this as well.
How long did it take you to figure out the ratios, or is that like a known thing in the books and the literature on gummy making?
So the first time I tried to make gummies, I Googled how to do it and found a YouTube video,
As one does.
as one does, on how to make Haribo gummy bears. Now, Haribo are a bit too tough for me.
Okay.
Like they're a bit...
What is Haribo?
The brand?
Oh,
How do you say it? Haribo.
I've never said the name out loud.
Oh.
Okay. Apparently.
I don't even know how it's supposed to be said. Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. That one.
Okay.
It's from Germany.
Sure.
It's German. Yeah.
We will fact check and let you know.
Yeah.
Haribo macht Kinder froh.
Ich bin der Goldbär von Haribo. Ich bin zwar klein, aber
Okay. And I found a guy who does a lot of like trying to replicate big name branded foods on YouTube. And he did this for a gummy bear. So that's the basis of my recipe, is what he did.
Okay.
And then I've tweaked almost everything.
Okay. So this is actually, you had a starting point and you've experimented to this.
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to make them as natural as possible, so I still have flavors in there, but they're natural flavors. So chemically derived, but naturally, made from natural foods.
Okay, so like vanillin is synthesized vanilla, but it's made in a lab. Vanilla beans were not involved.
Yeah.
And other like orange peel extract is made from oranges, but chemicals were involved in extracting from an orange to get to. So you're describing the latter, not the former?
I'm not sure.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
we'll get back to you.
I'm a bad chef person. My assumption is when I researched it, trying to make sure that what I was doing was natural, was that it is actually the former, is that it can be derived from any food related thing in a lab to make the flavor that it's telling you it is.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Blooming gelatin. Is that where we left off?
Yep.
Okay.
How do you bloom gelatin?
Okay.
You get it wet, precisely.
You get it wet. Yeah, with precise measurements.
So is this like gelatin into water or water into gelatin?
I pour water into gelatin. I'm gonna see. Okay, so this one actually is...
That's freeze-dried?
It's got freeze-dried raspberries in it.
So is it... Sorry,
that's also
it's gelatin and
We're gonna
freeze-dried?
skip all over the place.
Okay.
This is gelatin and freeze-dried
So you blended them
raspberries.
together?
Yeah. Half the freeze-dried raspberries to gelatin.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense? I added the freeze-dried fruit into mine to, one, add the colour back that I just mentioned that I would take out because I didn't want the colour drops in. So I wanted a way to naturally add colour back into the gummies that would be vibrant and natural.
Yeah.
And then I also wanted to add an added layer of flavour because I found when I was testing with just the flavour drops, the chemical, they look like this. It was, the flavour was there, but it didn't feel right. I know I sound silly. So I wanted a way to try and make it taste more like the fruit. And that was my objective with my gummies. So this one is going to be raspberry. And for that, I would just literally add, okay. Yeah, so I added the water into the gelatin and freeze-dried raspberries, and then I just mix it together to hydrate the gelatin and the raspberries together. So
Then do you let it sit, or is that it?
I will let it sit for the rest of the time that we are going to make the gummies. This will just sit and hydrate.
How long would that take?
I think technically you only need to hydrate gelatin for like 10 minutes.
Oh.
But don't talk to me about details. No. I didn't need to say it like that. Like actual cooking technique on gelatin might not be my forte, but this is, I think, what I found out. So it would end up like this. I don't know how much the camera can see, but like this. And I would leave that for the rest of the time. We are also making cola today.
A cola and a raspberry?
Yes.
Okay.
So for my cola gummy, I add Coke as my hydration material. It is my way of getting that extra flavor profile in. So, and the fun thing about the Coke is that it makes it feel fizzy. So yeah, and then I do the same thing. I mix it together so it's as hydrated as possible. And then it kind of looks like, in New Zealand we have frozen Coke. It's kind of like a slushie.
Okay. We have slushies here too.
Yeah, but yours isn't made out of real Coke, but ours is.
Is yours like Pepsi or something?
Yours is fake cola.
Fake cola?
Yeah, like what I'm going to put in. Coca-Cola, the brand, it's got its own taste, right?
Yeah, but there's other colas.
I know.
But they're all made from that.
Yes, but ours is made from
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
You have Coca-Cola branded slushies.
You do.
Okay.
Yeah. Our gelatin is now hydrating, and from here I would make the sugar syrup.
Okay. Is that 1-to-1?
80 grams of sugar to
60.
This was that's a one time, so to 30.
Okay, so it's like a 2 and a bit.
Yeah. So now we would heat after I mix. My process here is to put the sugar in and then the water in, mix, and then I put it on the heat. No. I know you're advertising it, but we don't need it. I mix this once during its process.
Okay. You don't...
I just let it go.
You know, it goes faster if you stir it.
But it puts air bubbles into it if I stir it.
That's fair.
Yeah. We don't want air bubbles.
Air bubbles are bad.
Air bubbles are bad. And
But
gummies.
we're using Coke.
Yes.
So the carbonation from the Coke doesn't...
I mean, no. So when I get further in the process and I'm mixing the gelatin back in to the sugar.
You want to stir it now?
No. Okay, tell me how hot 2 is.
Well, if only we had a thermometer. Now, illicit Chinese technology. This is a IR camera.
Sugar.
Oh, you're covering the camera.
Oh.
That's your hand.
I don't know how to
Back
use
up.
this. Oh, good. Okay, it's very... I'm real good with technology. Sometimes.
Want to say hi in infrared?
Hi.
If we had a lesson of the day,
Uh-huh.
I think it's that this is worth $20, so go to your local store and buy one. Because you need to use one of these for your cooking, but apparently you can also use it for this.
For candy making.
Candy
you can.
making. And you needed it suspended
Yes. Apparently it's only 24 degrees.
in the fluid.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The experimentation that I've done with my temperature, so the guy that I got the recipe off of wants you to cook the sugar and water to 115 degrees Celsius. And then I experimented bringing that down because a Haribo gummy is too tough for me. Personally, it's not the texture that I like.
And it's the temperature of the syrup that indicates that? Okay.
Yeah. So I do it to, I experimented, I brought it all the way down to 110 and then I increased over time to see where I liked it the most. The further you cook the sugar water, the less water you have on it.
Yeah.
So if you cook it too far for gummies, like if you cook it above 115, then you're going to have less water content, which is good for keeping them dry, but it's not so good for chewability.
Right.
You get a harder gummy. So the more you cook the sugar, the harder the gummy will be. I think I'm just like perturbed.
That it's not going up faster?
That mine's usually like starting around 60 degrees.
Well, we just put it in.
I know. Okay.
It would go faster with the stir bar.
I mean, I suppose. You like messing with my process.
I don't want to mess with your process. But if I may humbly suggest, because we're at 32 now.
I mean, we could do it, I suppose.
So the stir bar, so long as it stays submerged, it maintains a flat surface. It's not frothing it. It's like it stirs it fully underneath. So all the motion is underneath. You don't get a lot of like air entering it.
Do you want to do that then? We can
Well,
try
I
that.
desperately want to do
Okay.
it, but if
You
you're
do-
not comfortable
But you
with
put it in because I'm like not sure.
Look, the temperature's already at 40.
I mean, it was 36 before you put it in. As soon as it starts like getting bubbles, it heats a lot faster.
Yeah, but look how much faster this is. Like,
Oh my
53.
God. How do we?
Oh, okay, we're at
no.
chicken.
We have chicken.
Okay, you want 113?
112.
112.
113.
113.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we're at 73 now for the folks at home.
Wonderful. Yeah. But yeah, so.
Have I convinced you of the glory of a stir bar?
I mean, would it work in your? It only works in this, right?
Well, you need a hot plate.
Yeah. I don't have a hot plate.
Do you want one? When's your birthday?
Maybe one day.
They're widely available on eBay.
Yeah. I was like, it could be good if I was ever gonna record myself making gummies, rather than. Yeah, I know. Okay.
81.
81.
What happens when this hits 113?
When it hits 113, I take it off the heat and then I add glucose in. So more sugar.
Is that the little guys? Big guy.
It's the big...
You're adding by weight then?
I am adding it by weight.
Okay, so a boiling hot flask is going to go on your scale.
Yeah, do you have a like little thingy? Anything?
I have lots of little thingies, but I need to know what that meant.
What's it called?
Tongs, oven mitts,
The little circles?
coasters.
A trivet.
Trivet.
Or a coaster would work.
Coaster.
I usually don't have it in a beaker on a hot plate. I
Right.
usually have it in a pot, so then I use my trivet, which is a bit bigger for the pot, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a method to my madness.
I get that. Do you normally stir it as it heats?
No,
Okay.
I do not usually stir it. Usually just like let it sit. And then I stir it once at about 65 degrees. I don't know why. It's just the point that I decided was a good point. Because I can see the sugar granules still there and I want to make sure they're like mixing around. And then I leave it again until it hits 113.
Okay.
So after it all is said and done, I will unmold them and dry them over 2 days, 3 days. So when we've got boiling.
Okay, yeah. We're at 106?
Yep.
Okay, so that's how you're setting your fixed dilution. You're dialing in the actual sugar-water ratio by boiling off the excess water. So you're overestimating with the water initially, and then you're like fine-tuning at the boiling stage.
That's fun. I didn't know that I was doing that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to boil away the 6 degree difference.
Yes, this becomes like quite the waiting process at times. Yeah, so after this goes, we put glucose in it, off heat, and then mix the glucose in until it melts while it's still off heat. And then I actually put it back on the heat at a low temperature and add the gelatin in.
Okay.
And then I stir that until it's done, and then I add acids to create some sour acidities.
So what are the acids?
We have citric acid and we have malic acid from apples.
Apples, okay.
Yeah.
And citric is citrus.
Citrus,
Okay.
yeah. Often I think citric is mostly widely used as the gummy
Acid of choice?
acid
Yeah.
of choice. I was trying to get more of a sourness without being too overpowering, so I added the malic into the recipe.
Still on 108. Okay, the sun is setting. You're going to be enjoying some nice golden light.
Stop that! Stop that! Stop that! Go on, clear off! Go on, go away! Go away! And you, clear off!
Oh, I probably need to tear it anyway. There. All right. Okay, so the next step, I'm putting glucose,
Oh
which
my God.
is like a,
You could just buy that?
yeah,
What is that?
it's glucose.
It's straight glucose.
It's straight glucose. So it's kind of annoying to work with. It's quite sticky.
Where do you buy that? Is that Amazon again? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to add a whole bunch of this into here.
I have a cocktail idea for that.
The glucose?
Yeah. Molotov cocktails are like require a sticky ingredient. I've always wanted to make a Molotov cocktail you could actually drink.
Come out, you black, and just come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you want medals down in Flanders. Tell her I'll be IRA. Make her run my cat away from the green and lovely lakes of killer Chandra.
We mix this together until the glucose melts. Oh, and we probably don't want this contraption hanging out anymore.
Christmas has come and gone, but no one bought me a smaller pot.
Okay, so from there I add the gelatin back, not back, I add the gelatin into the sugar mixture. So we're going to melt the gelatin into the sugar. I mix it because obviously it's a hot material, so it's going to melt it. You know, mixing, I do mix and stir, just not the sugar usually.
Right. Which is like the one thing that's like crazily stable and...
I'm not sure why I agreed to come on this show, to be honest. But usually when I add this, like I find that it's quite muddy coloring, and then I add the acids in and it becomes extremely bright. So yeah, that's just acid.
Which one?
This is both of them. It's citric acid and malic acid. If you go from the top, you can see it literally is red.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so red.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is that, and then we need flavor as well.
That doesn't taste like anything?
It will.
Okay, but
Do you
more.
Do you want to taste it?
No. Well, you said, can I?
Yeah.
Wow. Like that's a gummy already. Mm-hmm. What are you adding?
I'm adding, this is technically boysenberry raspberry flavor.
Lot D254251.
Yeah.
For manufacturing and professional use only. Ingredients: propylene glycol and natural flavors.
That's my flavor. Put that in, and then this, we will strain this one, but basically this is done.
Okay, so we'll strain it before we pour it into the mold.
Yes.
But otherwise, we'll just keep it warm until we're ready.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll repeat with the cola on the stove.
Yes.
Okay.
We will try it now. It's sometimes a little intense.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, there's a definite difference.
Yeah.
Like before, it was just, well, it was raspberry.
Yeah.
But now it is like candy raspberry.
Raspberry on steroids.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like someone has like varnished a painting.
Yeah.
With whatever this is from Wonder Flavors.
Yeah.
In Quebec. Wow.
Yeah.
You let me know when that's enough. Or if you don't think it's going to go through anymore.
Like get some of the initial bubble gum for it. Use the green.
Okay.
The first one's always the worst.
Okay, so we go from the process of making this, and now we've got...
Gummies covered in sugar?
So you take them, you pop them out, you put them in a bowl full of sugar.
Yes.
You toss them.
I toss them around. I put them on a cooling rack. I let them dry between 48 to 72 hours. My berry one's 72. Cola can get away with less. But
Oh, hold on, I want to do both.
you want to do both?
Oh, they are good together.
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Should I try?
All right, we will wrap these up, and then we will catch you on the flip side when the sauce is ready.
Okay.
So it's been 3 hours.
Woo! Wow.
Let us get the sauce out,
Okay.
see how we're doing.
All right. Do you need a trivet?
A trivet. Okay, we've got some
wow.
stock. That has reduced in volume, I would say.
It really has. That looks amazing.
That's going to be great.
Yeah.
Okay, now
We
this
have
is...
sauce.
Hold on, we're not quite there yet. So this is a sauce poivrade. Poivrade.
Poivrade.
Sauce poivrade.
Sauce poivrade.
Can you spit that out?
Petite sauce poivrade.
I can't, it's really in the back of my throat. Okay, which means pepper.
Yes.
We have not put any pepper in here yet.
We did not. No.
Right, it needs some simmering time.
Yep.
Apparently, even though that looks plenty simmered to me.
Yeah.
And it needs pepper.
Pepper.
So we will, the warnings all say, all of the text will only simmer with the pepper for 10 to 15 minutes.
Right.
So we're going to put some cracked pepper
Yes.
in there for 10 to 15 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And then we will simmer the whole thing out and filter it
Yeah.
and proceed to make our venison sauce. So again, we're
Right.
not quite at the venison sauce stage. We are still making sauce poivrade. Poivrade.
Classic sauce poivrade.
this is generated over time. Like,
For venison,
yes.
which is not the same as sauce poivrade blank. Like
Absolutely not.
coffee
Totally
and cream,
different.
coffee and milk. Okay. So peppercorn,
Yeah. And mortar and pestle.
mortar and pestle, coarsely ground. Now, the recipe says 6 peppercorns.
It did, yeah.
That is
A pitiful
a
amount.
pitiful amount. I'm
So you're going to freehand it.
freehand it. Here we go. Once you see the whites of their eyes, you know they are cracked coarsely. And then coarsely ground pepper. In we go. Let's put that on heat for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we will strain. So
What are
now
we
we
doing?
filter. I have watered down the sauce
Wonderful.
a little so that
Great.
we have a chance in hell of getting it through a sieve. Did you want to grab a sieve?
Sure. I'm not quite sure. What do you want me to do?
Just hold that. Okay, so we are de-chunking. Oh, there's some good bones in here. Okay, more of the liquid came through than we feared.
And I just stand here.
You just stand there. It's arms day.
All right.
So we're going to do the same thing we did
The gummies.
with the gummies.
We're
You
just going to move it.
move it around in the sieve. That will free the room for the liquid to come through. See how the trimmings have like totally fallen apart?
Mm-hmm.
So that is because we used neck trimmings. So the escoffier recipe specifically says use neck.
Oh.
But there are tons of these like sections where it's just little muscles. And that makes for great trimming, which makes for great stock. Because again, the connective tissue is where you get all the stuff that gives you the gelatinous texture, which gives you like a nice thick stock. Cool. Okay, I think we got all the
I think
the
so.
liquid out of that.
Sorry, there's a little on the...
There's a little on the counter,
Yeah.
but we will be good. Okay. So, it's been 30 some
You're
odd
like, I'm
hours.
tired.
I'd say we have 750 mils or so.
yeah.
It's about a wine bottle worth of sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, we have finished the poivrade for venison. Poivrade.
Poivrade.
Poivrade for venison. Okay, so now we need to do the last step,
Yeah.
which is the red currant jelly.
Oh, yeah.
And
And the
cream.
cream.
Okay. 2/3 of this.
Okay.
And it's important,
Very precise.
very precise.
Like that.
Like that.
Yeah.
This isn't
As precise as I was.
grandma's cooking. 2/3 of that. And then how much cream? 1.5.
Yeah. That was so precise.
Very precise.
Yes. Like the most precise I've ever seen anything.
Would you say it was précis?
No, because I can't make those noises.
All right, let's whisk. What does that do?
I don't know.
There has been no seasoning on this pepper sauce yet.
Other than the pepper.
So yeah, let's add some salt though. I'm gonna be generous because I know that's not enough. We'll see how close we got though.
Okay.
And then we will hone in with little additions. You should try this.
Okay. That's good.
It's not crazy peppery.
No,
I wouldn't call it a pepper
I
sauce
wouldn't
if I
call
just
it
tried
pepper.
it. But I don't want to do too much to it.
No,
Like maybe a little more salt, but
maybe a little bit more salt. I feel like there's like an acidic.
yeah, that's the tomato, I would guess.
Yeah.
And what we're gonna do now is we will put it in a bain-marie. Can you? It's around the corner.
Ay, ay, ay.
We're going to put all of the sauce in here, And then we're going to put this in a pot of simmering water.
Yep.
And that'll keep it warm without burning it. Then to keep it without from forming a skin on the top, what you do is you put a dollop of butter on top, and that will melt over the surface and protect the surface from forming an oxidization layer.
That's fun.
Okay, so let's do that, and we will sear some venison backstrap and cut it into medallions and try out the sauce.
Yep.
Cool.
Hey. Would you like to try the sauce? Kyle has been making for days now.
Slaving away.
Okay. I'm just gonna say the thing that I thought, and I don't want this to be
Say
It reminds me of Alphaghetti.
Alphaghetti?
Yeah, red meat and tomato. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm
no,
not
that's
crazy.
great. That's lovely.
It's so good, but that was the first thing, and it popped into my mind instantly. Was like the red sauce that Alphaghetti goes into.
So, why did it turn out this way? At the time the escoffier was written, this style of sauce was actually quite common. So you would end up with these kind of bone marrow sauces that took a long time to make, and then they would transfer over, and then you'd end up with the Espagnole sauce in particular going in as part of the demi-glace, whereas that has fallen out of favor since then. So the escoffier is pre-war French cooking, classic French cooking. At the time, it was probably called the cuisine moderne, but now it's considered classic. So, as is touched on by everyone's favorite rock star cook, Anthony Bourdain, when he talks a bit about the source, he does in fact cover that veal stock is the basis for all modern sauces, and that no one actually makes espagnole anymore. So, demi-glace these days is actually just reduced veal stock, which makes a lot of sense. It is cleaner and tastes a bit better. As far as I can tell, this change occurred roughly around the 70s, and this is definitely more what I'm used to flavor profile, and probably explains why I would prefer a slightly later stock, or if not lighter, at least less tangy. So we're not going to use Anthony's stock recipe though. We are going to use Michel Roux's, but we will use that stock in the game sauce that Michel Roux outlines. So the difference here is that we'll be making a game stock or a venison stock using veal stock as a base in much the same way that modern veal stock is made. There is no espagnole, so there's no tomato step at all, except for a few bits of tomato flesh that go into the veal stock itself. And then once the game stock is made, we will reduce that to a demi, and we will have that ready. And then, as outlined in this book, we will be doing a pan sauce with the demi and then whisking in the red currant jelly at the end to turn it finally into a game sauce out of a game stock. So again, the process is veal stock goes into game stock gets reduced to game demi is used in a pan sauce to make game sauce. So that's fewer steps for those keeping track at home. Okay, so continuing on, we have now made a reasonably thick and reduced game stock to make it a game sauce. In the Michel Roux style, we will take some cuts of venison. These are eye of round, which I will pan sear, and then we will take the meat out to rest once it's done, deglaze with some port, a tablespoon of red currant jelly, and this stock, which will then reduce down into something thick, and then we will whisk in the butter at the end, and then hopefully by then the meat is ready to serve. We will baste it back in the sauce, serve the meat, drizzle with the sauce, and that's how you do a pan sauce. Now, just to be clear, the escoffier style of sauce making has you making the sauces, separating them, cooking the meat separately, or whatever you're working on, and then adding the sauce to the meat, there's separate concerns. You can perfect the sauce that way. It's very good for restaurants because you've got a very predictable thing going on. For the home chef, however, pan sauces are a much more useful hack or tool. Basically, you do the final step of the sauce preparation in the pan that you cooked the goods in. So in this case, we were cooking venison. We'll be doing the last sauce that turns the stock into sauce in the pan, collect all the juices that came off the venison itself, and just kind of do a quick reduction for one serving, or two in this case, down in the pan. So this is a little different style, but it is more contemporary, and it's what the rule book suggests, so that's what we're gonna try. Note on cut of meat here, eye around, especially on a venison, is going to be extremely lean. There's not gonna be a lot of fat coming out of this into the pan for the sauce to make up. I'm not too worried about that. The red currant jelly alone has the gelatin from the gummies, for instance, and we will be taking advantage of that for some of the thickening. The bone in this sauce was supposed to be coming, I expect, from the pint of veal stock that went into it. I'm not convinced that actually thickened it up enough. So the veal stock itself was plenty thick, gelatinous at room temperature. This is a bit watery, so I'm hoping that the jelly thickens it up a bit as it goes. Maybe we'll end up using extra jelly. Taste-wise, the sauce smells delicious. It's very meaty. There was some red wine again in this one, so that's been reduced. Certainly gamey. Cooking that up was a bit barnyard smelling for a minute. I will speed through this process. It's gonna be a little noisy, so cue circus music. And I will quickly sear up these cuts of meat. A quick recap on what deglazing is. You're gonna cook the meat until it's done, or until you're done cooking it in the pan. If you can't cook the steak fully in the pan, what you generally wanna do is just cook it until you get a nice crust going and then stick it in the oven. In this case, I'm pretty sure this will cook through. They're maybe about an inch thick. You can generally do that in a pan. Okay, so those are very well done now. Not very well done, sorry. Medium rare, but they will rest. Just cover them up, which is my favorite way to rest. Otherwise, I would go through so much tin foil. Okay, so they've been basted in butter and oil, which we now have over here. So as you can see, there's delicious juices and fats in this pan, lots of flavor, and that's what we're after when we deglaze. So, just gonna keep the pan nice and hot for a second. The deglazing calls for 1 tablespoon, which is the big spoon, in this case, of red currant jelly, and port, quantity unspecified. A glug, glug, glug is usually my measure for deglazing a pan with anything. So, get it nice and hot again. I want to hear a little bubbling. This sort of shocks the pan, but will clean it. And red currant jelly. So we're going to whisk that in, get it nice and reduced. When the liquid is like almost all gone and there's no water left, we will add in the stock and reduce it as well. Now, generally I would prefer to add that in bit at a bit so it gets a nice quenching every time, but this is fine for a second because it buys me a minute to explain what we're doing now. So as a reminder, that little bit of stock that I had here is unseasoned. You do not season your stock. You season the sauce stage, the last bit, because you have no idea how much more concentrated it's going to get from a stock down to a sauce. So we're going to be adding sauce or salt to this, little bits at a time. You can usually tell when your liquid is just about out of water by the sound. Like when the bubbles start changing pitch, you can hear a difference between water that's getting low and when it's mostly like the oils and fats that are left over. That sauce is done. Perfectly seasoned. Wow. Okay. Let's just serve. I don't think we need to reheat the meat. So, slicing and spreading your meat out gives you a bit more surface area so that the sauce can like get in between areas. It will also stop cooking right on the plate, and it saves your guests like a minute of cutting up all the bites, which is kind of nice if you're extra lazy. It's like pre-chewing food. Okay, so just so you can see that, it is thick and coating the pan. The gelatin from the current stock really did its job. And that is the advantage of that cut. Okay. When I had venison sauce in mind, this is much closer to what I was expecting. This is delicious. I hope everyone learned something. I certainly did. And thank you again to Alyssa for being our guest today on the Gummy special with venison sauce. See you next time.
Am I doing okay or am I awkward?
You're doing great. I mean, not that I have viewership. This is just for our friends, really. But I had a whole outfit planned for this. I left my tweed at home.
Do I need to push the button or you already pushed it?
No, I already pushed it. You're good.
Is it in?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in.